Welcome back to the Heart of Poland programme on our impossible mission to discover the heart of Poland. Now, my next guest is somebody who I think is going to blow you away, not only with the strength of his personality, the strength of his story, but the strength of his quite incredible voice. On the show is Nick Sinckler.
Hello.
Hello, Nick. I've had you in my head, I think, for the last week. You're driving me slightly mad with your crazily catchy tunes, not just in English, my friends, but in Polish as well, because Nick has conquered the unconquerable Polish language and has actually released a full album. So welcome to the show, Nick.
Thanks for having me. Thank you so much for having me.
Let's start in the tradition of Heart of Poland with the special items that you brought with us.
Yes. Well,
Let's have a look.
Of course, from being so far away from your country, I have lots of things.
You got a lot of things.
Yes,
there.
I have lots of things. But I have letters from my grandmother, and she always has this always had this special. She always wrote in calligraphy, and she always.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and so her letters were always. She would always let me know what's going on. Well, like this letter, she's like, dearly beloved grandson Nicky, what are you doing on this lovely sunny Wednesday? I'm thanking God for His goodness to me to have a grandson that I love so much. And then she goes in. My aunt's here with me because Sherry's sick and da. So she gives me the whole rundown, what's going on there, what's going on with her. So anytime I'm like, well, what's going on back home? She's like, oh, okay, I'll write you a letter. And
Does it make you kind of homesick a little bit reading that? Because that's really sweet.
Yeah. I mean, it was always like, because of course now even when there's email, and she could write email, she's like, no, she. And it was always nice. So I'm like, oh my gosh, she wrote me a letter. So you go down to the mailbox and you get it, you open it and you read it, and it's like, oh wow, it's just like being back home.
Yeah,
just like feeling back home.
And you've got quite a few there as well. So
Yeah. I mean, I have from 2011. I couldn't, because it's a lot of my letters I brought back home as well, because my dad has like in the basement like some of my first when I came here to Poland, like first posters, but I also have that too.
So you first moved in 2007, so things like Facebook were relatively new.
Exactly.
So letters were still.
Yeah, letters were still.
That's awesome. Let's have a look at your other bits of your hoard.
What do I have? I have Joy magazine. This is also from 2011. Well, this is when things started to really. Where is the article? Things started to really move for me, and so this is like one of the first articles I did, like Polish. You can begin to like Poland, basically. Yeah. You can start, it's a country you can begin to like, and this was one of the first articles I did with Joy magazine. And then, of course, concerts. When I did work with.
How many hundred of those have you got?
Oh my God, at home a lot. Like Sylvester, lots of when I did New Year's Eve here in Warsaw. Lato Z with Dwójki. They did like a whole big tour. We were in Łódź, we were in Opole, and I was working with the Wet Fingers. So this is one of my first flyers. This is from 2007. So this was July 2007, one of my first shows in Poland. But before I used to do Nick without the K, because before Poland I lived in Germany. And I was like, okay, so Nick without the K, it seems very artistic. And then, but in Poland, Nick without the K is neat. And I was like, no, it's not going to work.
Which means nothing for our non-Polish speaking viewers.
It means nothing. So, nothing Sinckler.
We've got one more magazine there.
Yes, one more magazine. And this is one of the latest magazines with Lamed. I've known the owner of this magazine for a couple years, and so they did a whole big article about my recent stuff now, and this magazine is here and also in France, and so it's like in English and Polish as well, and French as well.
So all of this is pointing to really like a huge body of work over the last actually 11 and 9, 12 years now that you've been living here.
Exactly.
We're 2019 when we were filming this episode.
Exactly.
It's traditional on most shows for the artist to sing at the end, but we don't do this. We don't do tradition. It's Heart Poland, we can reinvent the wheel. So, Nick, if I was watching this episode, I think immediately I'd just be Googling you somewhere else to see what kind of singer you are. You've got this amazing, you can do disco, house, funk, R&B, pop, you've got a really versatile performer. let's hear something. I think you're going to sing one of your 2 released songs from your Polish language album. So if we can hear a little excerpt
So
of
first
that.
I'm going to start with Cudowny dzień, which means wonderful day.
And I'm going to warn you now, this is so damn catchy that you will never be able to unhear this song. So,
Come on.
for Julie one.
Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. Wreszcie czuję, że żyję, choć ten dzień zaczął się źle. Przed nami daleko jest finał, sam początek nie zniechęci mnie. Wiesz co, jestem najlepszy, każdy moment ma wagę złota. Spójrz wokół siebie, jest tak pięknie, żyj spokojnie, przestań się miotać, o tak. Codziennie możesz mieć cudowny dzień. Problemy, które masz, odejdą w cień. I nie narzekaj na stracony czas. Tej chwilę zmień w najlepszą, jaką masz.
Wow. Dude, I think I speak on behalf of our viewers and saying, boy, ty masz głos. You've got an amazing voice. Are you going to sing another one? Because I kind of,
Yes.
yeah, let's hear another one. So maybe Puste Sny?
Yeah,
Awesome.
Puste. So, Nie ma telefonu w nocy, nie dociera SMS, nie ma śladu na poduszce i zapachu twego też. Ciepła ustna przywitanie, twoich dłoni blisko mnie. Nie ma rano kawy z mlekiem i herbaty z miodem mniej. Każdy nawet mały plan zawsze był nadzieją. Każdy nawet mały plan dawał nam te wspólne cele. I co tego teraz mam? Plan nie miał być celą. Czy pragnąłem zbyt wiele? Pomyśl o mnie, przybądź do mnie. Nawet jeśli śnie samotnie łapię chwilę tak ulotne. O mnie, przybądź do mnie. Świecą nami znane gwiazdy, sami nadamy im nazwę. O nie, przybądź do mnie. Rozpromienimy niebo, będzie dobrze, wiem na pewno. Przybądź do mnie. Wątpliwości miną, gdy wypełnię nasze puste sny.
Ooh, that was like a slightly different version, wasn't it, to like the studio version?
Exactly.
Oh, I'm gonna have to give you a little round of applause of her and the crew as well. They're still filming. So, let's go immediately then to actually singing in Polish. You know, because singing in your native language is one thing, and then singing in Polish. Is it technically difficult for you to sing in Polish for any reason?
Well, the funny thing is, singing in Polish is easier than speaking in Polish because when my brain puts melody to lyrics, then it works in a different way. But I learned that from singing with other artists, other major artists here in Poland. And like one of my first concerts with Natalia Kukulska was back in 2008. Yeah. No, 2000.
A very
2008.
famous artist for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's like one of the biggest pop stars here in Poland from when she was a child to now. And the first concert I did with her, I had to learn like around 15 songs in Polish. And of course, like when I looked at the lyrics, I was like, what? Because I didn't speak any Polish yet. And I'm like, okay, but what? But then when I heard the melody, I'm like, okay, then it just worked in a different way.
So
And
those 2 crazy songs, crazily catchy songs that you just sang, obviously you can find them on YouTube. They're part of a whole album that you did in Polish.
Yes.
Which is called 11 na 11 chyba.
Yeah, 11 by 11. Basically.
11 by 11.
Yeah,
exactly.
Basically, 11 years in Poland and 11 songs.
What was your approach to the songs that you wrote, and did you write them as well?
Yeah, I wrote them with friends of mine, and my husband has also helped on certain songs as well. But I wrote them together with Mateusz Krautwurst and my husband Michał Kubasiewicz. But yeah, they're all real instances that happened and here in Poland, because I feel that the realer you get with music, the closer the people can connect with the songs. And having this being my first album in Polish, I'm like, well, I want people to experience what it is for me, like living 11 years in Poland, but also to see if they had like the same experiences as well. So, and also giving that good, happy energy vibe, because that's also one thing I like to convey with my music, just that good energy.
Because dude, you're like literally, I'm not just saying this, you're literally overflowing with positive energy. People sometimes say to me I'm a positive guy, but
because I feel it too.
You are literally brimming with this positivity. Now, part of the mission of Heart of Poland is to try and discover what Poland is. And I noticed in a lot of YouTube comments, people are saying like, wow, this guy's just so positive. When you first came to Poland, let's maybe look back a little bit, did you think like, man, these guys are a little bit cold, a little bit kind of maybe not very open in the same way that, say, many people are in the US?
You mean
because they notice it in you, yeah? Because this is not a Polish kind of approach. So did you, for example, your first reaction when you came to Poland, you think, whoa, these people are kind of a little bit close-faced?
I was just like, where's the good energy? I'm just like, the sun's out, and I'm like, okay, I remember I was on the tramway, I was on the street train, and I'm like, yeah, the sun's out, hoo hoo, yippee, and everyone is just stone-faced, like, I'm like, why? I'm like, the sun's out, and I was like smiling and laughing, and there was this lady that was just like, stop laughing, and I'm like, why? I'm like, why should I not laugh? I'm listening to something funny, or my friend was telling me something funny. She's like, don't laugh. Nothing's funny. And I was like, girl, I'm like, she had a bad day. so no.
Do you feel like you've changed since then? Because you've been living in Poland continuously since 2007?
Yes,
right?
yes.
How have you changed, like, your personality? Do you think Poland's kind of rubbed off on you in any way?
Well, it's funny. I'm still the crazy, wacky me like that came 11 years ago, but I have adopted some Polish things. Like, like when I go home, of course, we're always loud. Americans are always loud. But then now when I go home, I'm not as loud, I should say. I'm not as loud. I'm just like, because my friends are like, gah, 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 gah. And I'm like, I'm right here, right in front of you. But what else? My appetite changed. Well, my appetite has changed, and I eat differently when I'm home than when I'm here. When I'm home, I swear I'm always hungry. I'm like, I always smell food. I'm like, even after breakfast, I know I ate, and then I go outside. I'm like, oh my God, I'm hungry. I'm like, we have to go somewhere to eat. And my husband's like, we just ate. We just finished eating. I'm full. I can't eat anymore. I'm like, I know, but we have to eat somewhere. And also when I'm home, I always have to find a Polish store to get kielbasa, żurek, pierogi, or we always have to make something Polish. Because it's good to have something Polish home. And I always have to speak something, like, it's funny, because I remember I was in the mall, we were in the mall, like, doing some Christmas shopping back home, and then, and I was talking to the person in the store, but I was talking to her in Polish. I'm just like, szukajmy, I'm like, we're looking for this, and then my husband's like, no, you're speaking to her in Polish. I'm like, I know, I'm waiting for her to answer. She's like, she's not going to answer you because you're speaking to her in Polish. Oh yeah, I'm home. So yeah, some of those things always stay.
So where is home then in that case? Because home, you said the US, but home is very much Poland.
Home is here, yeah.
Are you going to be here for the rest of your life?
Yes, because my mom asked me that millions of times, and because every time she's like, well, are you coming back home? Are you coming? I'm like, no, I'm here, but she understands now. She's like, I know, but I just always ask just to see if something changed. I
can definitely relate to that. So let's go back then. It's 2007. What brought you to Poland, and what made you stay?
Well, what brought me to Poland? Before Poland, I was living in Germany, and I was doing music there, and then I met my ex-boyfriend, and then when we started dating, he was like, well, you should come to Poland because there's not many artists, in Poland like you. And in Germany, I wasn't doing anything that was really holding me there. And so I'm just like, okay, this is a good time because nothing was really happening. So I'm like, okay, let's go to Poland and see what's going to be like. And then I came to Poland, and I don't regret that decision, seriously. Everything just started, like I always said, like everyone thinks that when you go to America, you start living your American dream, but I feel like I'm living my American dream in Poland.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
a profound thing to say. So you started, I think you're on the Fabryka Gwiazd, so the Star Factory.
Yeah.
Was that your first kind of like most visible thing that you did around that time at the start?
Well, it was, I mean, before, like,
How
I
did you get
started
there?
singing with, first I was singing with Karimsky Club, which is one of the bassist of this Polish band Vuvu. He had this band called Karimsky Club, and then later on I started singing with Natalia Kukulska. And then Fabryka Gwiazd, there was this program Fabryka Gwiazd, Star Academy, and it was the stepping stone to what is now, basically, because from that show people got to to see who I am and then to experience what I do in a small part. And then after that, I started working with certain DJs. Like I had this single "Feel This Love" with DJ David Bass that hit radio like automatically afterwards after Fabryka Gwiazd. And then I started working with DJ Enox and Seb Skalski and Wet Fingers as well. So I mean, just everything just started like happening after this program.
It's like back in the day when TV was huge in Poland. Was it the fact that when the program went live, you started getting recognized on the street quite regularly?
Well, the funny thing is, the Fabryka Gwiazd was a show where we were living in this house. It was kind of like Big Brother meets Idol. Because every Friday it was the show plus elimination, but we were living in a house for 3 months, so we didn't know what was going on outside in the outside world. So we were just living together with the artists that were in the house. But then after the program, it was like I would go. Well, in Warsaw, not as much because I mean, since when you live in like a place, everyone's used to seeing you around. But then when I would go outside of Warsaw, it's like, oh my God, that guy. It's like, yeah, oh my God. And then there's some people that just were just like staring. And I'm like, what's going on? But yeah, it was nice. But they always had the same reaction, just like, oh, like the positivity. Like they were just like, you're so engaging. It's like every time I see you, like, I have a smile on my face. And so I was glad that they were getting that kind of reaction.
Do you feel like that's a bit of a burden sometimes? Because you can't always be so happy. But there must be some days that you're just like, ugh, I just want to keep my head down. I don't want to look at anyone, that kind of thing.
Well, there are days when I'm just like, oh my God, I don't want to do anything. But then I stay home. I don't go outside. I stay home, turn on Netflix, or just watch some shows or just watch movies. Because everyone has those days, and I have those days too. But like if I'm outside, I'm always like, ha ha ha. I don't know what it is, but sometimes. I think I love life, and life is just great. Even the bad moments in life are just great because you learn from them. It's like, okay, I'm never gonna be in that moment. I don't want to be in that moment again. No. And you learn, and so I just take everything with, okay, it's a roller coaster. You have your ups and downs, and when it's down, how do you deal with it? Just put a smile on your face and keep it going, keep it moving.
Now, one of the reasons why people love you is, of course, you speak Polish, which is automatically a great way to get people in Poland to like you. Can you talk about your journey in learning Polish and,
well, the first time I heard Polish, it just sounded like Nick, tak, like I couldn't really differentiate what's a word. Like it was just sounded like static to me. And then I was like, but I want to learn because I love languages. I love knowing what people are saying, and also like being a foreigner living here. I was like, no, it's my duty to be able to speak the language of the country I'm living in, and so I'm like, I need to learn. And so I went to a bookstore. I remember I bought a children's book. That's the easiest way to learn. And I would go in the street and say, Dzień dobry pan, gdzie jest sklep? Good morning, sir, where is the store? Or Dzień dobry pani, gdzie jest metro? Good morning, ma'am, where is the metro? And sometimes people would look at me like, this guy is crazy. Do I know you? And but sometimes when I would speak in the beginning, I would always use ty. Like I would always speak to them like in the informal form. Like I wouldn't use sir or madam. I was always like, hey, what's going on? Like they're friends. And I remember there was this lady that I was talking to on the metro, and I was like, czy chcesz usiąść? and then do you want to sit down? But I said it like she was a friend of mine.
Yeah, yeah.
And she was just like, excuse me, do I know you? I'm like, no. She's like, so why would you speak to me like you're a friend of mine? I'm like, well, you want to sit down, right? But so just sit down. So yeah, I didn't really get it until now. But it's nice. But yeah, from speaking Polish, it opens also a lot of doors because there's not that many barriers. Because, okay, in big cities, there are people that speak English. But then you go outside and there's not many people that may speak English. And so it's much easier, like, especially when doing business, I mean, to speak in Polish, so.
Yes, because it's opened up doors for you professionally.
Exactly.
Speaking. What are your favourite bits around Poland? Like, are you into Polish singers? Do you go back and have a look at some of like the old classics and stuff? I don't know, Anna Yantar or something like that.
I mean, yeah, from singing with Natalia Kukuska, yeah, I know Anna Yantar, Anna Yantar, and her music it's also just like it reminds me sometimes of American music because it's very simple, very simple, very catchy. Also Grehuta, Marek Grehuta. Czesław Nieman. I mean, I call him the Polish James Brown, but just because of the raspiness of his voice. There was no really funk, but just that raspiness, like, just that raspiness was really cool. And but yeah, I like a lot of artists nowadays. Like, I mean, Kaya, Natalia, Anya Karven, Mateusz Krautwurst. Who else? Who else is a really cool artist I like to sing? Kasia Cedekicka.
We'll have to put these names in the description so people can,
sorry,
look for their artists. No, that's fine.
But then from singing here in Poland, I also got to work with American artists, like I was saying with Michael Bolton, which is really, I mean, I kind of fanned out on that one because I was like, oh my God, Michael Bolton's gonna be here. Michael Bolton, how can we be lovers if we can't be friends? And because he was one of the guests on Fabryka Gwiazd, and I was like, oh my God, Michael Bolton's here. I'm like, oh, just calm down. So Michael Bolton, only Michael Bolton. And when I met him, I was like, hi, Michael Bolton. And I was like, I listened to your songs forever. I mean, when a man loves a woman, but his voice sounds the same. And I'm like, oh my God, how do you do that? Because one thing as a singer, of course, your voice always evolves. You get older. Sometimes you can't hit those same notes, but he hits them. And I'm like, oh my God, how? What is it? Because, and we had a really good conversation. He's like, you gotta hone your craft. You have to, do lessons, vocal lessons, and just hone it. Just be like, every year you get older, but still, just work on yourself as an artist. I'm like, okay, I'll do that.
So Nick, where can we see you if I wanted to go and Google you and watch you in concert over the next few weeks?
Well, the 12th of January, I'll be in Krakow at Scena 54. On the 19th, I'll be in Zakopane at Le Skandal. And on the 26th of January, I will be in SARP, Klub Galeria SARP in Katowice. And also we'll be doing a spring tour of my album, an acoustic string tour of my album, 11 na 11, but information you'll see on my Facebook website.
Yes, and you can check Nick there. And I again warn you, it's insanely catchy. I can get this guy out of my head. Nick, what about places to visit when you bring friends over from the US, let's say? Where do you take them?
Well, I mean, now it's winter, it's cold, so I love going skiing. I'm a skier, yes, I love skiing. And we go to Zakopane. So we'll, like, if we're in Zakopane, usually we'll be at Hotel Mercure, and we'll be skiing on Szymoszkowa, or we'll go to Białka Tarczańska and ski there at Kotelnica. Oh my God, what's the other name of the mountain? There's Kotelnica, there's, oh my God, I forgot that whole name of the mountain. But there, people.
It's there.
There. There's like a whole, and it's, I mean, some of the trails may not be long, like, in if you go to France or in Italy, but it's so much fun. And in the summertime, of course, you go where? To the Polish Miami, which is Sopot. Yes, I mean, and there's so much going on in Sopot. Gdańsk and Sopot, I mean, it's the place to be. Or you can go, I haven't been to hell, but it's a good place to go windsurfing if you're a windsurfer. Or you can go to Mazury, you can go on the lakes. I mean, I would recommend Giżycko, Mikołajki. It's really, really Mikołajki is a very good party port. So if you're like sailing on the lake, so in close to Mikołajki, it's a really great place to be because everyone's there drinking, having fun, and dancing. What else? Oh my God! But also in Poland, I love aquaparks. Aquaparks, it's one thing that we in the States we don't have a lot of, and I love it. I mean, so for in Poland, it's a place. I mean, it's always open. Of course, on the holidays it's closed, but I mean, in Warsaw we have Warszawianka, and Wrocław they have an aquapark there, and Sopot there's an aquapark there. In Poznan they have Termal Maltański, and Łódź they have Fala. I mean, great places to go swimming. They have water slides. I mean, you can feel like a kid.
How do your friends react when they come here for the first time to Poland?
When they come for the first time, they don't know what to expect, so it's good because we can surprise them. And then once they like, you know, of course, like sometimes I'll bring them to my shows. Like sometimes I'll have it where I'm free, not doing anything, so I can. But sometimes like, no, I want to see your show. So then I bring them to some like, oh, so they're really surprised. But they love it. I mean, they love the Polish hospitality. That's one thing they always say. Polish hospitality is amazing. You know, to like, because when you go to people's house, you know, they make. Like they're like, oh, do you want a cake? Do you want coffee, tea? Like it's like you feel more than a guest. You feel like, you know, you're a part of their family. The food is wonderful. The vodka's great. So, and yeah, I mean, just being in, like even being in Warsaw, it's such a historic city, and everyone's like, you know, you show them, oh yeah, you know, this is where the war was. It was, you know, completely decimated. There was nothing here. And then when you go like to the Warsaw Uprising Museum, and like you can take them through, you know, that history, it's just like mind-boggling. You know, it's just like, wow, and it wasn't that long ago, you know. And so it's like, you know, people get a sense of, they feel like a sense of also respect for, you know, because some cities after war, you know, they still look ruined, like there's still ruins in this. But I mean, but you know, here in Poland, it's so wonderful being here. Like, you know, that even after war, you know, the city is built up again. It's thriving. The Polish population is thriving. So I mean, it's a wonderful thing.
What annoys you about Poland? There must be something.
What annoys me about Poland? Narzekanie, the complaining, the complaining. I mean, of course, everyone has to complain sometimes, but some people complain all the time. I mean, all the time. It's just, and it's just like sometimes it's like you don't have to complain because it's more stress for you. Like, just don't worry. Things aren't going to be perfect. Just because if you already had that in your mind, then it's no need to complain because you're already prepared for it. So, like sometimes if you like, not too long ago, we were in Zakopane for New Year's, for Sylvester. We were coming back, and normally a 6-hour ride turned into an 18-hour ride because there was traffic accidents, and I was like, oh my God, you know. Of course, and for me, I was just like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? 18 hours in a car. But it was kind of fun because it was with like the group of people I was with was just, they were irritated, but it was like a funny irritation. It's like, oh, here we go again. Okay, we're stopping, we're staying. And so we made it fun. So you can make any situation fun. Just remember, any situation can be fun if you want it to be fun. So you don't have to complain, just calm down.
Warsaw, a little bit of Warsaw goes a long way. Why is it Poles complain so much, in your opinion?
Why is it that they complain so much? I don't know. I mean, of course, everyone wants everything to be as it should be. Everything's supposed, and so it's like, but even when it's nice, like when it's hot, oh, it's too hot, or when it's cold, it's too cold. I'm just like, well, what's a perfect cold and what's a perfect hot? I mean, sometimes it's like, there are moments that you should be able to complain. There are moments that it doesn't need, just deal with it. It's okay. But why do they complain so much? I don't know.
Let's talk about how Poland's changed over the period you've been here. 'Cause 2007 Poland to 2019, I can't believe that much time has gone by.
Happy New Year, sorry.
Where did that all go? Oh, same to you. What has changed and what do you kind of miss about the Poland that you first visited?
Well, the Poland now is actually really cool. I mean, the Poland before, I mean, there weren't as many smiling people like we talked about before. But now there's more people that are enjoying life. There's more happy people out in Poland. I mean, people are like, no. Yes, there are. There are more happy people out. I see it. The customer service. Oh my God, that's one thing. Customer service. Sometimes the customer service will be also, what do you want? Now it's very, hello, what do you need? Like it's very, oh, can I help? Like it's very nice. It's very super. So that's also a plus. The communication, okay, the train system, oh my God. Remember how it was before? I know you remember how it was before. It was just delays. But now it's wonderful, it's quick, it's fast, you know, you can go, I mean, I remember a ride from Warsaw to Sopot back in the day was like 7 hours. Now it's 3 hours, or 3 hours and 20 minutes. So I mean, it's progressing, it's going the way it should go, and so I'm happy with that. It's becoming such a wonderful, happy country. You know, it's yay, kudos.
I couldn't let you finish on complaining. It had to be something positive. So I'm very glad that you've taken us to that point. Nick, I knew you'd be an amazing guest, and indeed you have been. Thank you so much for sharing your story with the Heart of Poland audience as well. And we wish you very much good luck, and we look forward to seeing you on the road, on tour as well. Have you got any albums in mind?
Well, this year I want to release a Christmas album because I've always wanted to do a Christmas album. And last year I couldn't do it because I did the other album. But this year I'm just like, oh my God, I need to release a Christmas album. So
keep your eye on Nick's website and his Facebook and social media, and you can find you by typing Nick Sinckler with a K. Yes. Thank you very much. Nick.
Thank you so much for having me.
Bye.